Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this particular video, I'm going to take you through the binary subtraction. We have already looked at the other scenarios. For example, we had already looked at the binary addition, binary subtraction using the one complement, and the binary subtraction using the two complements. But for this specific video, I'm going to take you through the directory subtraction of the binaries. Okay, before we dive to the whole thing, we need to remind ourselves on the possible basic arithmetic addition, which is mostly used on both the addition and the subtraction. For example, 0 plus 0 is always 0, 1 plus 0 is equal to 1, 0 plus 1 is equal to 1, 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 0, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 1, while 1 plus 0 plus 1 is equal to 1, 0. But for this other scenario where we have the direct subtraction of the binaries, these are the possible basic arithmetic addition, and subtraction is supposed to be rather subtraction. Sorry for this. It's supposed to be subtraction. So if you look at the first scenario that we have, subtractions, we have 0 minus 0 is equal to 0, while 1 minus 1 minus 0 is equal to 1, and lastly, whenever you subtract minus and minus, you get always 0. So for 0 and 0 is equal to 0, 1 and 1 is equal to 0. But when we have 1 minus 0 is equal to 1. Okay, having done that, let's move now to the example so that you can practice using the principles that we have highlighted here. So we have our first example where we have 0, 1, 1 is base 2 is equal to minus 0, 1 base 2. So we are supposed to subtract this one from the other side. Okay, let me create two screens so that we can make our work easy and do this. Okay, so these are the possible subtraction. Sorry. So we have 0, 0, 1, 1 and 0, 1 base 2. Remember the rules. If the number of binaries are not equal on both sides, you need to add zeros on the left hand side. For example, for this one, we will have, for this scenario, we will have 0, 0, 0, 1. Therefore, our next equation will have 0, 0, 1, 1 base 2 minus 0, 0, 0, 1 base 2. So this is that part. So what we have actually done is that we have added 0 on the left hand side so that we can have equal number of binaries of the two numbers. These are 4. As you can see, these are 4, while these other one are also 4. Okay, let's go now to the direct subtraction, where we have 0, 0, 1, 1, while the other one is 0, 0, 0, 1 over minus. If you look at the instruction that we have, whenever you subtract 1 plus 1, 1 minus 1, for example, this one, 1 minus 1 is always 0, so you write 0, while 1 minus 0 is, as per this rule, 1 minus 0 is always 1. Then we move to the other part, 0 minus 0, as per the rule number 1, is always 0, while 0 minus 0 is 0. Therefore, we can conclude by saying that our final answer, will be 0, 0, 1, 0, base 2. It is that simple. As long as you are able to interpret these basic subtraction rules, you'll be able to get everything correct. So this is correct. I hope up to that point we are on the same part. Okay, let's move to our next example, where we have 1, 1, 0, 1 base 2 minus 1, 1, 1 base 2. Remember the rules. Number 1 is to ensure that the number of binaries are equal. If you have 4 binaries, the other side should always have 4, so that they are equal on both sides. So for you to ensure that the both sides have equal number of binaries, you are supposed to add zeros on the left hand side. Therefore, for this particular case, I will have this one, I will add zeros. Therefore, we will have 0, 1, 1, 1, and 2. So that our question will be 1, 1, 0, 1 minus 0, 1, 1, 1 base 2. So if you look at the two scenarios, the number of binaries are equal on both sides. Okay, let me give you now maybe 2 minutes so that you can attempt following the rules, the 3 rules. Okay, 1 minute remaining. Okay, let's do it. So we have 1, 1, 0, 1 minus 0, 1, 1, 1. So we have that scenario. Create another space there. Now let's look at our rule number 3. 1 minus 1 is always 0. So this is definitely like that. So this is sorted out. Okay, let's move to the next digits. We have 0 minus 1. Remember, 0 is less than 10. Therefore, we will borrow 1 from the immediate left value to have. So you will borrow this one, this part, so that we have, after we borrow 1, we will have 10 base 2, which is the same as 210. Now, it means that we will have 10 minus 1. Not 10, but 1, 0 minus 1, as per the rule, is equal to 1. So whenever you subtract 1, 0 minus 1, you will get 1. Therefore, I will write 1 here. Now let's move to the other part. Now, since we borrowed 1 from the immediate left, the new value is 0. So here we have 0 after we borrowed the 1. So the new value is 0. Therefore, if the new value there is 0, it means that we we carry this one. The one on this part, we carry to 1, 1. So we'll have a 1, 0 minus 1, which will give us 1. So we'll have another 1 here, meaning that after we borrowed the 1, we remained with 0. Now this one takes us to the rule. This rule, 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. Since we borrowed the 1, it remains with the 0. Therefore, we have this 0 minus the 0, we get 0. Therefore, our now answer for this one will be the answer that you're supposed to give to your lecturer is supposed to be is equal to 0, 1, 1, 0 base 2. So this is the final answer for our case. So the most important part on the direct subtraction is that as long as you're able to get the possible basic subtraction principle, that is 0 minus 0 is equal to 0, 1 minus 0 is equal to 1, and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. You'll be able now to get all the working correct. Okay, so in case guys you have more example or any challenging part on the either binary addition or the direct or the binary subtraction, you can reach out to me through the comment section. Just write down your question that is challenging you, or I will get back to you. And also guys, don't forget to subscribe, share this work with your friends. You can also watch other videos that have explained on how to add the binaries, on how to add the or rather on how to subtract binaries using the 1 complement and the 2 complements. Thank you for taking time to watch. I hope you have learned something. Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll meet another day.